radio and you hear a really overplayed song, but you let it play out because you're happy it's not the sound of your kids arguing in the backseat. The song ends, and what do you know? The next song sounds the same. It's the same crappy, upbeat tune that is passed for music these days. But perhaps pop music isn't your style, though. Perhaps country music is the way to go. You turn the dial, and it's the same song about losing a girlfriend and riding in a truck down the freeway. It sounds annoying, right? The truth is even if it's in the car, or working out, or perhaps studying, everyone listens to music, but so few are creating it. As someone who has spent the last 6 years of my life working with the school's bands and learning various instruments, I can say that music has personally helped me grow and develop throughout my career as a student and out in the field working over the summer. Music has helped me through the tough times, not only by listening to it, but by the lessons it has taught me. Throughout the years, music has trained me to approach problems head-on, and that there is nothing several hours of practice cannot fix. Today, I hope to educate you all a little on how music affects brain development and how you can fight the narrative of the same old song on the radio and learn an instrument to promote originality and vibrance in the world. First and foremost, we need more musicians in the world. Enrollment in music classes is dropping in both high school and college courses, despite huge mental benefits it has. As each school pushes out less and less musicians, the creativity and originality of the content that is available in the world goes down. In fact, the National Library of Medicine found that early childhood development of musical skills can increase the speed at which your brain learns new motor skills and takes on challenges, increasing the plasticity in your brain, or the speed at which your brain processes the signals it receives. But unfortunately, this problem is not just a local issue. This problem affects the whole nation. In fact, high schools that offer music classes have a 90.2 to 93.9% rate of graduation compared to schools who do not, whose graduation rate are on average 72.9% nationwide. To put some perspective on this, according to the West Fargo Public School District, Cheyenne High School currently has 1,382 students enrolled. If we had this graduation rate, 375 students over the next 4 years wouldn't graduate, and that's a lot of people. Recent poll found that 78% of Americans felt that learning an instrument helped them tremendously in the way they approach problems in their adult lives. So not only does music help brain development, but it can also be used as a form of therapy. Catherine Wood, a small music writer out of New Orleans, has experienced this firsthand. She says, on March 26, 2015, my 19-year-old brother died by suicide. His death seemed to come out of nowhere, and it left my family in an understandable state of shock. I'd been working as a musical therapist for several years when he passed away. I'd seen my clients use music to help them process traumatic events and how it had brought control to how memories and triggers affected them. I saw how music created healthy communication techniques when there weren't any, and considering my musical therapy experiences, I decided to write music as an expressive outlet for my grief and feelings of post-traumatic stress disorder and suicidal depression. Writing my song, Big Steel Wings, was the first time I admitted on paper to the universe that I was drowning. Now, you might be thinking, who does this affect, or why does this apply to me? Well, according to the National Library of Medicine, music is known to have a powerful emotional impact. Neuroimaging studies have shown that musically induced emotions involve very similar brain regions that non-musically induced emotions do, like anger, and happiness. Music can also trigger the release of dopamine and other reward chemicals in the brain, allowing for music to be used as a form of therapy in kids with autism and adults with PTSD as well. But music doesn't have to just be used for cognitive development, but it can also be used as a fallback after an exhausting day. It can help you express feelings which you might have otherwise had a tough time expressing. And that's what music is to me personally. It's something to fall back on after a hard day or a long day. I'm always finding music helpful in the way that I express myself because it gives me the ability to pour my whole being into one thing. Now, the solution to this problem of unoriginality is a simple one. For 5, 10, 15, or even 20 minutes a day, sit down and learn a song on that old guitar you have in your basement or that old trumpet your grandfather left you. And if you're unable to physically play music or it is just not for you, I encourage you to open your cell phone or go on a computer at home and download some free software and try creating that way. And if that is still not for you, then at least encourage others in their creative processes. Do not be the negative troll that shoots people down on the internet. And thus, the problem of originality is fixed. Whether you are supporting your favorite small-time creators or you're trying to fulfill a dream of your own and creating your own music, take that step and be the change you are trying to see in the world. So to reiterate, go pick up that guitar or that aging trumpet your great-grandfather left you and learn to play. And if you can't learn to play or just simply don't want to, encourage the creativity and spread love. Make sure these artists get the spotlight they are working for. And after days, months, or even years of practice, you too can share an instrument and your creativity with the world. And if you choose to stick with it, you too can experience the cushion or other world music allows you to travel to. That world where you aren't stressed, you aren't sad, you aren't happy or mad. You can just pour straight from your soul and let those colors bleed. So what happens if this solution does work? Imagine you leave here today and you pick up an instrument and start creating on your phone or your computer, and you find a true hobby or passion that you love and that is always there for you and can pick you up out of any bad day or mood. If you find that love rooted deep in the international language of music, then we can truly begin to see a change in the originality of music and the effect a musically thriving world can have on each and one of us. A world thriving and bursting at the seams with color. Now let's imagine a world where every one of you leaves here today and calls me crazy, never tries to pick up an instrument or to create something truly original, and you think of music as just another thing in the world, something that only some people were meant to do. The same artists make the same song, and the world is just the same. It's nothing new. Music becomes this grayscale, and the color and vibrance is effectively drained from the world. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? Now, picking up an instrument is hard for some, and creating it is even harder, especially when it comes to building the courage to put your content out there. But it is important that you realize that you are meant to be heard just as much as everyone else. And if we start to create and appreciate all others' work, then we can truly function as a society as well. We have gone over how the world will look if you don't leave here today and try something new. Try to create something that is truly you. We have learned that music is so much more than just notes on a page. It is a form of therapy and can help form the minds of our younger generations. Even if you don't go home and pick up an instrument, we should encourage the younger generations to be more creatively expressive, because then we can truly create something new worth listening to. So go and pick up that old dusty guitar or trumpet, and even compose or write your own music for others to listen to and experience. And we can truly begin to form and leave behind a world that encourages creativity and expressionism for future generations to enjoy. Thank you.